Jim, important issue tonight.
Very important. You know, everybody can remember a few years ago the Singing River litigation, all that was entailed with that. It was in the news a lot.
Sure.
I lived it for, you know, it seems like forever. But these were some very, very tough cases, and a lot of people were hurt by this. A lot of people, poor people, some of the most sympathetic plaintiffs I've ever represented, you know, had worked all their life at this place, and the pension money wasn't there. And
right.
So it just wasn't there. And so
right.
we fought hard. Hospital stepped up, got a resolution with the hospital. But there are two other entities out there, and they're big ones. Transamerica, which is a large financial institution.
Very big.
And KPMG, which is one of the nation's, or actually the world's largest, one of the world's largest accounting firms, had roles to play in the funding of that pension plan and what kind of information was being provided or wasn't being provided
right.
to the pension members. And so the courts have made some rulings recently that allow individual pension members to pursue their own claims to recover any losses out of the pension plan over and above what was recovered
right.
in the Singing River settlement. It's very important, though.
A lot of stuff to talk about, Jim.
A lot of stuff to talk about, important deadlines coming up with regard to those claims.
Well, it's been a while since we've been on set together. August or September, Labor Day. It was Labor Day, the start of football season. Bud, what you been up to since then, besides Singing River? And
well, a long day today.
Long day today?
Right, we spent all day today. I participate every year with my son at St. Patrick High School.
Right.
We do a mock trial competition. It's a statewide competition. We had the regional around today.
I see.
Was out there all day. We're doing it by Zoom and a lot of COVID.
Very apropos for the times.
The team did fantastic. I'm so proud of the team. We are advancing to state finals in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
All the lawyers did good. The witnesses did good. It's a great program. And these kids really worked hard and deserve, you know, kudos for this.
Right. Well, and I think it's interesting, Jim, in this world that we're in right now, that they're having to do it via Zoom, and you've been having to do that in the real world with real courts, and I know Matt has as well.
Everything's changed so much from a year ago. It's really, when we started the show a year ago to now, it's a different world.
Yeah, it really is. When we started in January last year, who knew? Who knew for sure. All right. Well, one thing that hasn't changed is our email question of the week. Jim, this one came in off the website. Of course, with tonight's topic, it seemed like a perfect way to go. Tonight's question comes from WT. He says, who can I call if I have questions about the Singing River lawsuit and the payment plan? Of course, that is the big question, Jim, is the payment plan. And there's been some noteworthy movement since our last show on this.
As I was talking earlier, you know, a lot has happened in the last 90 days on this, and people need to react quickly if they want to recover any of their losses. And so what has happened recently, up until fairly recently, only the special fiduciary, the person in charge of the fund, had the right to bring a claim. That has changed very recently, and the courts are allowing now people to file individual claims. So if you or a family member or a friend have a pension or had a pension with the Singing River system, you have a potential claim to recover some losses that you may have incurred because your payments were reduced. This is tough litigation with big, well-funded corporations, but we're taking them on. We're going to go toe-to-toe with them, and if we can make them do the right thing, they're going to do it. If there's a way to recover under the law, we're going to make them pay these people for what they owe them, and we're pursuing that. But if you want help on that, you've got to seek it quickly, very quickly, because after a certain time period, it's coming up probably very shortly, you'll be forever barred for bringing a claim, potentially.
Major deadlines.
Yes.
Major deadlines.
You need to move on it.
Well, you can see when
like
that
Monday
email,
morning.
like Monday morning.
You really do, because you can't just make this happen the day that you call. It's some preparation time and some investigation time. You've got to get started now if you want to try to make a recovery in this. And people should. People deserve this, deserve to be compensated. They deserve the pension plan that they worked hard for, and we'll work hard to help them try to get it if the law at all will allow it.
WT, we appreciate the question coming in this week. I've been wondering all week if that stood for like Walter Thomas, you know, WT. I wish he'd left it. Those always drive me crazy. I wonder, maybe it was Warren, maybe, you know, W. Who knows?
A lot of time.
I got a lot of time in the car driving here to the show. Anyway, if you ever have a question for us, just give us just send it to LawCall.com, rmlawcall.com. Just put it in the Google machine, pull up the guy's website. You'll see the email option. Super easy to go. We get hundreds of, well, maybe not hundreds. We get dozens and dozens of emails every week. We try to find the right one for the show. So if you don't get your question on this week, it might be perfect for the following week. So we'd love to get that on there for sure.